What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another
Hey,
little session with the guys, just talking about movies again. We've got a extra fella joining us today, Bob Right Corner. That's Daniel. Um,
Hello there.
one of the boys from university as well, also on our course. So it's going to be awesome to have him along for this wonderful journey. And I'll let Alex tell us what we're talking about today.
thanks for that, Jack. Okay, so we watched 365 Days. It was the most watched film of 2020 on Netflix. What did we all think about it?
Oh, wow.
Why was it? Why was it the most watched film?
Oh, so much to say. How do you get into it? I mean, it is surprising that it was the most watched film, but is it one of those things where it just got a bit of a hype and then people watched it because they'd heard about it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally lost for words on how to start it. Yeah,
Well, the crazy thing is we all sat down and the film that we come up with, that Alex come up with, he was desperate to watch it. Everyone's been watching it. We've all got to watch it, and it was 365 days. I hadn't heard of it, and we watched it, and it's basically from about 10 minutes in, it's just basically softcore porn with gangsters.
Yeah.
And I think that's
What happens when you're single?
I would say sit down and watch it with your parents, because that's the only way to experience it properly. You know, if you're going to get into it, make sure mum and dad are there. They're ready for a full whirlwind adventure of strong narrative, even better accents. No,
it's just
Okay, so the opening 5 minutes was like a music video, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You don't really care for any of the characters, do you?
No, it tried to make you care. Do you know, it was like they killed the father straight away, and it was like, oh no,
Spoiler
not
alert.
the dad. He was such a good guy, stopping the paedophile ring, selling it up.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That first, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, it wasn't shot necessarily bad.
No,
it wasn't necessarily acted bad, and it almost sort of lulled you into, oh, okay, he was shot through his father, and and you sort of went, okay, this could be all right, and then it takes a turn, doesn't it? But I think that the opening wasn't. If you'd shown me it, I wouldn't have gone and going, oh, this is going to be a terrible film. I'd have gone, I wonder what this is going to be like. You know?
I agree. It was like Michael Bay-esque, wasn't it? 360 drone shots all over the place.
Yeah.
That's one thing actually I noticed. They loved moving shots. There was like a dinner table scene, and the camera was just like following her. Well, she's not moving, and then it was like going back this way for him, and then it was going back that way again while he talked. I was like, why does it keep moving? It's really distracting. It's like watching Star Trek. It's like,
camera operator is like, oh, I love watching them do this. This is the least amount of action I've seen.
But they got shouted at if they used a tripod. It's like, why aren't you moving? Just move.
We all know the camera needs
to be fair, there was some nice camera shots in there, a bit of nice lighting and that, but in terms of acting,
pink light,
it was terrible.
Yeah,
if I'm completely honest. And the one word that I summed up the film was predictable.
100%.
Yeah.
I'd be worried if it was that. I'd be worried if you were fucking mind-boggled about it, to be honest. If you were there going, God, this is a twist I never saw coming. She's kidnapped by him, but he loves her.
But they tried to have a bit of a storyline, didn't they? But it was literally just softcore porn.
Yeah,
I don't think, as much as it was predictable, I don't think anybody could have predicted that day 2 of being kidnapped, she fucking fell for him. Do you know what I mean? It was like, come on, what? Like, she was like, you can't hold me against my will. Okay, but do you want to go buy some dresses? Oh my God, yeah, let's go buy dresses.
That's literally the whole film.
It's like, what? Hold on, whoa. He just literally grabbed your tit. He just grabbed your tit. And you just
I won't take advantage of you. I won't take advantage of you unless you want me to.
Easily my favourite part of the whole thing was when I think he threw her down on the bed and he went, I won't touch you unless you want me to. I was like, all right, you've already grabbed her tit, put your knee in her crotch, threw up against a pole, and got a blowjob off a woman while she was chained to a bed. I was like, you've already crossed that line. so
there was one stage where she still hadn't fallen for him, and still kind of wanted to get away. And she went to the bedroom and she had a laptop and a phone. So where she got that from? And then she called her mum or whoever.
She was like, I'm all
Yeah,
right.
and
I'm
she
all
lied,
right.
she
I'm
lied
okay.
to her mum.
No
She lied to
drama.
her mum saying
Just
she
here
had a
in
job.
an episode of Beauty and the Beast, except the Beast is a drug dealer, so it's all good.
and an explorer of human beings and shot a bloke. Like, it was not redeemable in any way, and it was like as if you were supposed to care about him and go, "Oh yeah, but he's so
Fit.
controlled."
He was fit. He was a you know. That's the. It was like Boohoo sponsored a film. It was like, what could possibly happen here? Let's go for nice dresses. Two very stereotypical gay friends who come in for a makeover. Every single character was a stereotype written by a hormonal teenager desperate to come fast. Do you know what I mean? It was literally that.
To come fast.
So why do we think it did so well then? Or why is it the number one film of this year?
So that leads on to like the question: who is the target audience for the film? Like, who is this aimed at? Single women?
Do you know? I think lockdowns helped the film, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are at home, people are bored, especially if you're a couple. You go.
But I don't think when I first watched it, I thought, it's aimed at single women, young teens. But I actually don't think it kind of is now. After thinking about it, it doesn't seem like a film aimed at women. It actually seems like a film aimed at men who seem to think that when women say no, they actually kind of mean yes. And it's sort of like it's actually like a bit of a sick fantasy for a bloke. Like, oh yeah, but she didn't really want it, but like I kidnapped her, and then literally 2 months later, she was all over me. It actually seems like it's like Donald Trump's "Grab Her by the Pussy" film. That's what it is. Like, it's just sexual assault, like violently aggressive towards someone, but they fell for me, and it's almost like some really weird aggressive blokes written it for weird aggressive blokes.
But the weird part is it's written by a woman. It's written by this Polish woman. It's written by, her name is something Lipkinski.
Barbara Biduray.
I think so. Is that the books? I don't. But it's actually novels.
So it's based on a book. It's based on a book, and it's directed by a woman who's only made one film before this, and the film before this was actually another love kind of erotic film.
It was a poor version of 50 Shades of Grey, wasn't it? To be fair, it was like the millennial version,
isn't it?
It's just
trying to follow it. It was a book originally, and then turned into a film. Well, I suppose that's another reason more people have watched it.
Yeah, I suppose if you're a fan of the book.
But you can't say it wasn't entertaining, because it was a great comedy. It was an outstanding comedy, right? Yeah. Because you could watch that as a comedy film and be so happy, because it is so overacted and overactioned. It's incredible. Like I was wetting myself the entire time. Yeah. I kid you not.
Oh well, you didn't want to watch it all, did you, Jack? Let's be honest.
I don't think any of us wanted to carry it on.
Yeah, well, I think I stopped it after 40 minutes and just turned to Alex, because we watched it together, and turned to my missus because I put her through the pain of watching it as well. And we literally went, "This is shit, isn't it? This is crap." And then we were sort of like, "All right, let's carry on." Just sort of carried on watching it. But
that must have been really comfortable for you, mate.
What did you?
A real eye-grabbing moment for you. You sat there, Harley and Elliot, like, "Oh, this is hard."
Yeah, but no, to be fair, I wasn't expecting it to be like that. I generally thought it was going to be, sex scenes. Like that's pretty standard, you know. But it was the bit on the airplane where he just grabbed it. I was just like, I think my Pornhub's just popped up. Just had to get rid of it. It was just, I wasn't expecting it to be like that, to be fair. But I was writing notes all the way through for this. I was writing notes, and I think about 40 minutes in, I was like, "I'll stop it. I get it. I know what's happening."
Yeah.
So what does this film say about women, do you reckon?
The worst part was that I think it just made us look, the male characters, we're just misogynistic men throughout it, right? And she has no ability to sort of gradually develop his character. Every time she tries to achieve something on her own, she then doesn't quite do it and needs him to assist her. Do you know what I mean? It was like, it's written by a female audience, right? By a female writer. You think that the character would be strong, like it would drive forward. She had this good job. What was her job? What was it?
Exactly. I've got a quote. I've got a quote from. Go on. Sorry, what was you saying?
No, just wasn't she in like some sort of government building? She was quite high up, like a powerful woman. And then that was nothing.
Nothing. The heart condition. I've got. Heart
what is that?
Yeah, that never popped up again.
No,
you got some kind of promotion, didn't you? But I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
The best part is though, it's like when she got sedated, and it was like, oh, my heart, the sedation, and then they bang on a boat for like 24 hours, and she's like, the heart's fine, all good, thick and strong. How?
Mate, my favourite.
She didn't get saved. He pushed her off the boat and then he saved her. Is that?
Yeah.
Easy.
And that's all it took.
It's my most favourite bit of the whole film. It's just like, nah, get away from me. I don't want anything to do. My favourite bit actually was when she was walking off on the boat and he went, "Where are you going?" She's not going anywhere. She's still going to stay on the fucking boat. Then like chases her to the edge, and then she like weirdly like and just falls off the boat, and then he like dives off, and then it's like she's sitting on the edge like, save me. No. He didn't need to save you. You weirdly fell off the boat, and then it's like all is forgotten. Grab my tit. Like that was it. Done. Like, I think
when she apologizes for the bar sequence, right? And then she's like, "I'm sorry, I got you in trouble with your drug dealing friends. I shouldn't have been so slutty." And it's like, are you joking? Why are you apologizing to the man who kidnapped you while selling cocaine to his other rival mafia crony? She's the one who apologizes. It was just
the time scale was weird, wasn't it? I didn't know how long she'd been like taken for by the time that she'd fell in love with him. Like we were
365 days
day by day.
But it wasn't. Apparently it wasn't.
No, it was only a couple of months, wasn't it?
Yeah, then her friend's like, "Oh yeah, it's been 2 months." I was like, 2 months? You freaking joking? You had at least a year. Like she's already like fallen for him.
So the film could have been called 8 weeks.
There was so much wrong with it. I really, before we did this, watched it, and before we like wanted to do this podcast, I said, "Let's go into it. Let's try and look at it from a critical point of view." I sent messages. I said, "Guys, go on. We can do this. Like, look at it from the cinematography, from the actor." But nah, fuck it. It's shit. It's so bad, and it's a horrible.
Chuckle then explained everything.
A horrible representation of women, and they tried so hard. They were like, "Oh yeah, but look, she's fighting back and she's just making the best of a situation." No, she wasn't. She literally it will go from 10 seconds of "No, get away from me" to "I might put your dick in my mouth." It was literally like all over the place. So she had no good character development. She went from like maybe a strong character at the beginning, and then sort of crumbled to pretty much being his slave. Like she actually just fell for it. 2 months it took her, and then it just was. And what was the ending about? What happened at the end?
He got a phone call and fell to his knees. He didn't even know what the guy had found out. He just looked at him and dropped to his knees and was like, "No, rainbows."
Just like,
well, she drove through the tunnel and didn't come out the other side, so...
Did he see that? Probably not. How did he know?
Mate, I reckon... Alex, didn't you say there's a sequel? There's 10 days. Whatever.
Yeah, so they have actually said they're making a second film. She's probably not dead, and it's probably her mate that's dead.
Right. Olga.
You know?
And I've heard that the next one, guys...
she's gone through a time loop in the tunnel.
Is going to be a twin to... What was the name of the lead character, the male? He's got a British twin who kidnaps her again.
She's going to fall for him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm not even kidding. That is genuinely what I've heard.
What is it, Stockholm Syndrome?
This woman, Stockholm...
When the woman falls in love with the kidnapper, yeah.
Mate, she's got it bad. Like, some dude, like, bumps into her on a subway. She's like, "Oh, my God, I'm fucking..."
Imagine she got kidnapped, though, by just a random British bloke taken to Greg's and then was like, "Oh, Stockholm Syndrome. He is the one."
It's like 20 minutes of them eating a sausage roll when he said
that. And the ice cream. Except it's a sausage roll.
The ice cream. She like wiped off the white.
She's like, "I'm not being provocative. You're being provocative."
Oh, no.
But that was day 2. From my note, that was day 2.
That was
"Oh my God, you kidnapped me."
Yeah, it was a bit lost with the timeline.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. It was a terrible representation of women. I think it was all of it was just aimed at like some boy fantasy about women being dominated easily and doing whatever you want. And it's sad to think that that's popular. You would hate to think that some young person's watching that thinking that that's how you treat a woman to get her to, you know, be in love with you and stuff and like that. So really,
no,
as much as we're joking around about it, it's
Yeah.
potentially quite a dangerous film, really, isn't it? And it's just like the whole sexual violence part of it.
Yeah, so it did actually try. The famous singer Duffy had a petition to try and get the film banned.
Yeah,
because she accused it of being, you know, over the top sexual violence kind of movie, which it is because it's.
Definitely see
Did you know that she also was kidnapped by a sexual assaulter and was raped for several days?
Yeah,
That's true. She's the Welsh singer, isn't she? Yeah. Crazy. So you can understand.
Yeah, in the real world, that it doesn't happen like that. You don't fall in love with someone who kidnapped you.
But like you'd think that, especially
Dad,
with
you
the way
kidnapped me.
you would think the way that the world's going at like now, you know, with the whole Me Too movement and all that, you think we'd be making progression, and it's like, right, men, you need to be better, women need to be better, we all need to be like, you know, more respectful. And that film just seems to drag it all back down. And if women are watching that going, oh my God, I want a guy to be like that with me, fuck off. Really?
Women do watch that and say that thing. You
Yeah,
see it on like social media quite a lot. You know, they want to be showered with luxuries like shopping and stuff, don't they?
Well, and then strangled and thrown on a bed.
Yeah, want a bit of a bad boy with a secret in his basement, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We all have a bad boy, but fucking hell, not a drug dealing psychopath. You know what I mean? So literally, like, have you seen? You see that? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Try to explain that to your mum and dad. No. These marks. I wanted this. I'm not sure about the cocaine, but I wanted this. This is fun. Like, he's a bad boy, mum. Jesus.
I think it's a good point because it glamorizes violent sex and violence abuse, isn't it, to a degree? Because he manhandles her, he throws her around, you know, he grabs her by the throat and all sorts.
Yeah.
It's not something to be glamorous about, end of the day. It's not something, okay, they're trying to sell to this millennium social image of, you know, everything expensive, everything is great. If you've got this money, if you've got this mansion, if you've got this baby, you're living the dream. And look at him, he's got an 8-pack. Perfect. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah, don't we all?
And it's like, don't we all? Yeah. But it sets those completely unattainable image issues, like for body sensitive people as well. It's just a joke, isn't it? It's just ripping apart the idea that
ultimately, whatever we think of the film, they've obviously, you know, made people talk about it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sat here now doing this, and otherwise it wouldn't be the #1 film on Netflix this year. So in that respect, they've got to have done something right, regardless of how bad we think the film is.
That's fair.
Yeah, so did they make it because they're just like cashing in on the kind of erotic kind of film, kind of hype, bouncing off the back of 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing, trying to revitalise that kind of film?
50 Shades of Grey and this, is it? I mean, I haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey, I can't really speak on it, but I just feel like this is maybe just pushing it too far. It's like taking a little taboo thing of, you know, being chained up and a little bit of a sexual bondage sort of thing. It's taking that and taking it to a bit of a, I mean, this isn't like, oh, chain me up, I really like it. This is, you're being chained up and I'm going to sexually assault you. That's different. This film was rapey. It was so rapey. There was, I think the first encounter he had with her, he's literally got his hand on her tit. And it's like, that's just not acceptable in any way whatsoever. And like, you can't pass that off as, but he's, you know, he's taking control of it. No, that's just not cool. That's not, it's not the real world. And it's given really unhealthy sort of, you know, images to young people, impressionable people that think, you know, maybe that's how I should attempt to get a girl's attention. And I just think it's just not right. It's not a good film. It's not a good film for that. Forget everything else, the acting, all that. It's not a good film just because of that. Just because of the rapiness.
Yeah.
You want to watch?
Do you think because
porn? Just Pornhub. Just do it. Like it's better sex and
Better
there's probably better
storyline
storyline.
too.
Yeah. Just watch Pornhub. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the modern day. Right, you'll find better stuff on that anyway. This podcast was brought to you by Pornhub.
So, do you think because of the success of this film, do you think we're going to expect more soft porn films to hit the TVs?
It's the biggest growing industry in film, isn't it? Softcore porn.
It is, yeah.
It's the biggest growing industry.
So we're going to see more of this stuff, guys. So be prepared.
Well,
I typed in on Netflix 365 to find it, and there was 3 or 4 different other films on there with a similar, softcore porn, and you could tell what they were, but just by typing at you. So there's a few already on there, made by Netflix themselves as well.
But I mean, why not? They just made tons of money from it. So.
But that's what Netflix. You forget originally Netflix was there to shock and awe, right? It came in and it released things which sort of made everyone go, "Ooh, that's a bit on the cusp." Like we spoke about Tiger King last time. It's like, whoa, that's way out there. Do you know what I mean? That's as far out as you get, and that sort of has been their package deal, isn't it? They've released stuff to their own streaming service, which has just sort of been right at the extreme point of pushing the boundary to what's. It's a question of what you think's moral or not. It's all personal perspective to that degree, and it's whether you find those things offensive or if you find it is a turn on, which a lot of women obviously do find it as a turn on. Yeah. I'm not sure. It's interesting because we're 4 guys sitting here talking about a film written by a woman which paints us as misogynistic characters, but doesn't give the female character enough strength to put that misogynistic character down. Do you know what I mean? There should be a level of like, at the end, he gets his comeuppance because there's nothing about the character which is great, is there? There's nothing about he's not a great actor. First of all, he's not terrific. He's passable. He's just a guy who's in shape, who's eye candy. That's it, right? That's it. If it was driven by someone who was like a top actor and you thought, well, there's actually lots of sort of levels to his performance and how his sociopathic nature's coming through, then you'd be on board like, okay, the supporting cast is absolute shit, but at least there's one sort of shining star, and there wasn't anything which shone about the film. It was, you sat there and laughed. I hope you guys, I know we all did. We all sat there and laughed because...
I don't understand why she had to die at the end or not die or whatever happened to her. I mean, I generally kept saying why. I was like, surely he's got to die, and that's like the
end.
Almost like as a... that's what happens, a consequence for what you do in your lifestyle. But it wasn't. It was like, oh, your consequence is that girl that you stole died, which is just a bit.
She might not have died though.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next one.
I can't wait to find out.
You know what? There was even little hidden messages in there. That's how hard they tried. You know, when he's staring out the binoculars at the beginning, that's her on the beach.
Yeah, because he says, doesn't he? He says that.
What? It wasn't that the whole point of it. He was
the whole point.
Was it? I didn't even pick that up. I just
said, "I seen you when I died, when my dad died."
He kidnapped her.
Yeah, because his dad died.
Because he was looking for her when his dad died. It was the day. That's the day he first spotted her.
And he saw her.
But was she actually there, or was it a figment?
No, he saw somebody else, but he then had like weird pictures of the person up in his house.
I researched. You know when he's looking for the binoculars? Supposedly that's her on the beach dancing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't pick up on that.
I didn't get that.
I thought it was like she looked like her.
Yeah, no, that was her.
Oh, okay.
What did that have to do with anything? It's just so.
I thought that his dad died, and then he's seen her in a vision.
Yeah, that's what
strangely
that he does, but then she's also there at the event.
It's just so confusing. It doesn't make sense.
He was looking through. He was looking through the binoculars, seeing her, and then his dad come over dinner, and his dad said something about looking at the girls or whatever.
Yeah.
No, do you know who I think was the real star though, Dan? Martin, the guy with the camo shorts and the vest, the first boyfriend. Oh,
mate.
Oh, Martin, you're all so and so. He was
first
so
boyfriend.
cute.
You mean Tyson Fury? What? I just backed out of that fight so quickly. I was like, "Come on, Tyson, get in there."
He
But
looked
you
at the
couldn't
chair
get
and
any
he was like,
further apart, could you?
"Real leather."
No,
Loved
that's
him.
just weird. And
He
I
held
loved,
it together. He held the film together.
I loved it when he was there, like, oh, go and pack for us both. And she was like, fuck this. I'm just going to go and fob myself
Yeah,
off.
and he said, "Give me 5 minutes, and I'll come in and we'll do something." And she was like, "Fuck 5 minutes! I'm bashing one out right now.
Yeah.
I ain't got 5 minutes to spare."
Yeah, while he's
joking?
got his headphones on, he's like gaming and blogging. It's probably a podcaster.
But the end sequence when she phones up, she's like, "You don't know what I've been through." And it was like, "What? What have you been through? Trip on a boat, girls' night out, bit of vodka and a drink, and then what? Oh my gosh, tough gig."
Jack, she got pretty much raped, okay?
No, she didn't, Elliot. That was the point of the film. She loved it.
The point of the film isn't the point of the film is when girls say no, they kind of mean yeah. That's the point of the film. That's what they're trying to get across, I think. All in all, should we give it a rating each? What we thought out of 5?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. Go on, Jack. You go first, mate.
I'll give it a 0.5 out of 5.
Wow.
It's being glamorous.
Go on, Alex.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. 0.5 star out of 5 stars.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah. What else can you say about it?
Yeah. I'm going 4.5.
Possible 5.
Just love that airplane scene. No, I'll give it a star because there were times where I thought the lighting was quite cool. The pink and blue light that they absolutely loved using in every single scene. That's the only reason that I'll bunk it from a 0.5 star to a star, just because that lighting. It was all right. It was a bit like John Wick.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. And Bastille were brilliant.
That's
brilliant.
That's the point, actually. The guy who acted in it, the main guy, Michel Morone, his name is, he sang 4 of the songs that you hear in the film.
What? That's big self-promotion for him.
What did you think of the music in the film?
It was super weird. Like, the dad was killed, and then it was like, "Don't stop my dad just died. What the hell?" Like, which it suddenly turned into like an episode of Love Island. It was just like, far away. It was just weird. I've never seen Love Island. I don't know if that's what it's like, but it was just I didn't. It was weird. Didn't happen at the right time.
Yeah, it's true. The music comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the cues are so off point. It makes the film even that much better. It just enriches the whole experience.
Literally, like the dad's laying there covered in blood. The son's looking at him. He's like,
Visit Italy today. It's literally like a tourism video, isn't it? For the most part.
Loads of women going over there going, "He looks like a gangster. I'm going to go. He looks like a gangster."
Nice. Look at the picture with the lion. Do you know I actually did that? Got some jackets in the back.
And you got the same photo, ain't you, Jack?
Yeah, up in his bedroom wall.
Dan, my one with the lion is an analogy for how I handle my business, okay? And I got some jackals in the back. Literally, I literally felt like I was watching a scene from Dodgeball when he was stood there, and like the pictures behind him of him with the lion, and he's got the things. Literally, White Goodman. He's literally White Goodman, but with drugs.
It's an analogy. Pulled by the horns.
Yeah, that was literally
it. So I think overall we're giving it 0.5 star. Don't watch it. There's no point. It's bad representation of women, bad representation of men, a bad representation of the world we live in, because it's not like that. If you like Bastille, just download the soundtrack. And if you're just really horny, watch porn. That's what we've gathered from this, isn't it?
But never underestimate the art of cinema. It always produces golden gems.
I can't wait for the sequel, 366 days.
The day after, 7 kidnapped
9 months.
Or 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
That be classed as a leap year then?
The baby would be 2, Dan. Fucking hell. Oh, unbelievable.
So,
What's
everyone
the
for
next
listening.
topic?
That's it. What we're going to do next time. People can always comment, let us know what they want us to do.
This could lead us on to the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing right now, because it's quite interesting we brought up violence and domestic abuse type related incident, because this film is sort of like that, and it's sexual abuse and sort of domestic, which is really topical right now because of everything that's happened with Warner Brothers. So,
well, people let us know if you want us to discuss the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing. If not, what do you want us to discuss? What do you want us to talk about? And we'll see you all next week.
Nice one, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Bye. Love you.
All right.
Love you.